A mysterious figure lurks in this wet market. He's a fishmonger by trade. But don't let his burly looks fool you. He kowtows to every thug collecting protection money. All smiles and apologies. Think he's spineless? Dead wrong. He's an ex-gang boss in hiding. Years ago, Uncle Ma married his gentle beauty and retired from the underworld. To give her a comfortable life. He's lain low selling fish at the seafood market. He's sheathed his old edge. Bowing and scraping to everyone. Even when his wife's joyride got rear-ended. He calmly asked the driver to step out and talk it over. But shockingly, cash was shoved through the window crack at him. A brutal humiliation. Jaw clenched, debt-ridden Uncle Ma picked up every bill. His wife couldn't stomach it. She stormed out, tearing the driver to shreds, threatening to call the cops. That's when she noticed a young girl pinned under the backseat passenger. The man's gaze locked onto Ma's wife, leering with predatory hunger. Then he shoved the door open, smacking his driver across the face. After disciplining his man, he dragged him over to apologize. Impressed by the civility, Uncle Ma led his wife away. Little did he know, this was just the beginning of their nightmare. Next night, Ma's wife waited in bed for his return. Heavy pounding shook the door. Alarmed, she peered through the peephole. A vicious face filled the view. Then the lock began turning. The wife recoiled in terror, stepping back repeatedly. The next instant, the man in black burst through the door. The wife dashed to the bedroom and bolted the door shut. She frantically dialed for help. Before she could even make the call, another man in black smashed the window and forced his way in. The frail woman had nowhere to run. She was knocked out by them just like that. And the mastermind behind it all turned out to be the man who rear-ended her. He was a pervert involved in loan sharking and trafficking women. But he loved to kidnap beautiful women. The high-quality ones were sold overseas for top dollar. Meanwhile, Uncle Ma returned home from selling fish. He saw broken glass scattered everywhere. But his wife was gone. Realizing something was amiss, Uncle Ma dashed out into the pouring rain. But helplessly, he was already surrounded by his 3,000 underlings. So he went to the police station for help with the investigation. After the police went through the formalities, they told him to go home and wait for updates. As Uncle Ma exited the police station, he received a strange call. The crime boss called brazenly. He said that if Uncle Ma contacted the police again, his beloved wife would be passed around by his hundreds of underlings. Later, the crime boss summoned Uncle Ma to a restaurant for a private meeting. But when Uncle Ma reached the designated seat, he only saw a cell phone and a leather bag. Shortly after, the phone rang. The crime boss instructed him to open the bag. Uncle Ma opened the bag to find it stuffed with cash. This left him bewildered. The crime boss told him, "This money is to buy your wife." He had kidnapped his wife and was treating her as a commodity. Uncle Ma's fury instantly soared to its peak. He swore to hunt him down and beat him savagely. But he's no longer the feared gang leader he once was. Desperate, he took the cash to the police station, only to be mocked as scum who'd sell his wife for money. They confiscated all his money and dismissed him with empty promises. Leaving, Ma Shu saw photos plastering the wall, missing girls, lost for years with no leads. This forced Ma Shu back into the game. The underworld's 20-year peace was about to drown in bloodshed. His vengeance began immediately. First step, tracking down Boss Zhong through old connections. No target escapes Boss Zhong's reach, but his services aren't free. No money, no leads. Broke, Ma Shu confronted the market boss, who owed him a massive debt. Cash he desperately needed to save his wife. The loan sharking boss sneered. "Why repay what I skillfully borrowed?" Signaling thugs to teach him a lesson. Ma Shu didn't hesitate. Slammed the boss to concrete. Seeing his ferocity, thugs swarmed him. Moments later, Ma Shu stood untouched, not even sweating. One brute remained. Trembling, he pissed himself, urging his boss, "Pay him back now." The boss switched tactics instantly. "Relax. The cash was ready all along. Just testing you, brother." Money in hand, Ma Shu raced to Boss Zhong. "Cash opens all doors." Boss Zhong swore on his life. "Give me 1 hour. I'll find her." Sure enough, based on the surveillance footage, they quickly identified the vehicle. Then, Boss Zhong, disguised as a prosecutor, approached the car dealer and extracted the owner's information. Who would have thought the owner was a hopeless gambler? To settle his debts, he sold his license plate 2 months ago. Using his lead, they floored the accelerator and arrived at the underground black market for license plates. The woman in charge, upon learning their intent, immediately summoned 300 thugs to deal with them. Uncle Ma rolled up his sleeves, ready to fight. Just then, Boss Zhong stopped him. No, none of you need to lift a finger. Leave it to me. This time, I've got this." He thought he was the master of this, but turned out to be useless. Uncle Ma, let me handle this. Uncle Ma charged at a group of enemies, but was completely overwhelmed, and crashed heavily onto a table. Then, with a bull rush, sending them back to their mother's wombs. Seeing the chance, the boss lady tried to flee, but Red Hat intercepted her with a split kick. She had no choice but to spill the intel, and handed Uncle Ma a contact's business card. When Uncle Ma arrived there, he found the place under new management, thinking it was a wasted trip. To his surprise, Ma Shu spotted a suspicious vehicle on the roadside. The driver was the same man who blocked him the night his wife vanished. Uncle Ma shattered the window with one punch, threatening to drag him out for a chat. Terrified, the driver floored the gas, dragging Ma Shu along. Ma Shu was flung to the ground, rolling 3 times. This score will be settled later together. Ma Shu tracked down the Rian driver with outside help. He backed him into the corner. To his surprise, the punk wouldn't talk. They strung him up and beat him senseless, but he still refused to spill. The crime boss, shocked by his man's loyalty, knew his underling was captured. Video called Ma, watch this, then slit his driver's throat. Dunked Ma's wife underwater, torturing her. Kill him or she dies now. Tears streaming down Ma's face. He looped a rope around the driver's neck, and retired him for good. After hanging up, Ma slapped the corpse awake. He'd faked the suffocation. The driver, betrayed by his boss's cruelty, sang like a canary about the trafficking ring. Meanwhile, Ma's wife was locked up with other women. True to her husband's legacy, she nailed a guard with a nutcracker kick. With the women, she pried open the bars, leaped across the death-defying gap. She flagged a taxi, racing toward the police station. But steps from safety, the boss intercepted her, dragging her back to hell. Ma stormed in radiating killing intent, clearing the 2nd floor, when a thug charged him. Swatted like a fly. Is that all you got? Ma roared. A beast prowled the corridors, making the building tremble. Gangsters barricaded doors in terror, clutching pitiful knives. Wham! One punch launched him 300 meters. The goon pinwheeled through the air. A spinning kick dazed Uncle Ma instantly. Then came a groin kick that nearly ended his bloodline. Not bad. You've got skills. After taking the hit, Uncle Ma saw the punk was all flashy kicks. He seized the thug, yanked him by the collar and slammed him face first. Enough tricks. Stay down. Uncle Ma fought his way through. Thugs swarmed him with knives. But Uncle Ma moved like lightning, sending 3 goons to their graves, barely scratched after the brawl. A real threat emerged behind him. A hulking giant sent Uncle Ma flying 40 meters. Good. Finally a challenge. The brute choked Uncle Ma, then smashed his fist into his face. But he was no match for Ma's strength. Uncle Ma hoisted Bear up, ramming his head through the ceiling, leaving him dangling like sausage. A final punch. Taste my fists. Ignoring his wounds, he rushed to the holding room, but found it empty. Meanwhile his crew eliminated guards outside, saving women bound for trafficking. But his wife wasn't among them. He gave chase, intercepting Snakehead returning with his wife. Their eyes locked, target acquired. 150 miles per hour, that's the car's speed, not his limit. Uncle Ma floored it, clamping onto Snakehead's car in a deadly fast furious duel. Suddenly Uncle Ma surged forward, sent the Black Boss car spinning in a full 360-degree drift. Enraged, the Black Boss taunted Ma's wife in the backseat. Hit me. Go on, hit me. Fearful for his wife's safety, Ma didn't dare to ram them recklessly. But the Black Boss seized the moment, slamming Ma's car off the road. The Black Boss raised his axe for the killing blow, pounding the roof viciously. Suddenly, a thick arm yanked him inside the car. The car shook violently, a brutal struggle erupting within. When the Black Boss emerged, he was half dead, kneeling and begging for mercy. I was wrong. Show mercy. Spare me. He pulled a knife to his own throat, threatening suicide. Uncle Ma watched his act coldly. As Ma approached, the boss lunged for a sneak attack. Ma wasted no words. He unleashed a furious barrage of punches to the face. Ma pummeled him relentlessly for half an hour. Afterwards, Ma woke his unconscious wife. Battered and wounded, he held her tight.